have a lovely not lovely, and a handsome
Handsome.
co-host with us tonight. Hey, Melissa, girl.
Hey guys. I hope you guys are having a fabulous Thursday. As we are, wanting to make sure we still keep with the theme of no excuses or results. And so we're back for this Thursday and super excited about this topic, Kim.
Absolutely. So before we dive in, just want to introduce ourselves very briefly for some of you all that are just meeting us for the first time. My name is Kim Ikemia Arrington, visionary event producer, business strategist for a lovely group of folks that I love to call parallelpreneurs. These are entrepreneurs who are building their businesses while working demanding full-time jobs. And I'm also a speaker as well. And I am based out of the Washington, D.C. area. Melissa and I love talking about events in general, but even before we get into the world of events, we really get into, how to get to these results with no excuses. And so before we dive in, I'd love for my lovely co-hostess with the mostest to share with the people who you are so that they know about all of your greatness as well.
Yeah, so guys, if you've never heard of me before, my name is Melissa Jakes. I am CEO and founder of Rescue Event Planning, also known as Olivia Live Events. And we help entrepreneurs, small businesses, nonprofits build their brand through hosting live and now virtual events due to COVID. And so I am a mom of two. I am a wife. I have a third kid, which is my husband. And right. And I truly, truly love, yes, this is Jameson. And I truly, truly love, Kim and I both, we love really helping women who are in the space of understanding business because we've been there of starting, hosting our events in the room. Is anyone going to show up? Are we going to do, oh no, is anyone going to buy my product and my services? And so, Clubhouse has really opened up the doors for a lot of folks. And so we want to make sure we're talking about how we can eliminate the excuses because we know that we can easily go into that realm of, oh, I don't have enough time. Oh, I don't have enough funds. Or I'm just unsure. I'm scared. I'm fearful. And so we're talking about no excuses, all results. But today we're talking about the power of visibility.
Yes, Melissa, that was a great introduction because it is the litmus of everything, right? We are a community of, you mentioned being a mom. It's so funny. And that's my favorite title, right? Being a mom. And my son has grown up in witnessing all of the evolution of things, right? And so we talk about the no excuses, all results, and we're talking about being visible, right? Speaking of which, right? So we were visible and present tonight, even in our glory of being entrepreneurs, being moms. You're right now on mommy duty. I literally just finished cooking dinner, right? My son is like, listen, mom, he has his favorite go-to meal. So those things don't stop because these are our priorities, right? And these are the things that we love and we enjoy. However, we also are building these businesses. We're building these brands. We have these commitments. We have these amazing clients that we are serving. You and I both are in the virtual world right now. And we know that the evolution of virtual events it can change by the second. And this world is not, so things are not changing, right? When it comes to being visible, one of the requirements is no way around it. And I want to go ahead and just keep it real with anybody that is, if you're starting a business or if you've been in business for some time and you've been creating your own path, you can absolutely make your own way through business, but you have to be visible in some shape or form. And visibility can look like many things, but you just have to know before we break down and go into the methods and the different ways that you can be visible. Just know that you have to be visible. You have to have a presence in order to attract, because this is not sleazy back in the day, old school marketing tactics. We're not looking to push our services and our products in front of our clients' faces. We want to attract the clients that create that synergy, creating those opportunities that we want to be a part of. And a huge component of that is being visible. And so, it does tie into this whole theme that there's so many reasons why you cannot be visible, right? Sometimes it can be scary, as you talked about, with who's going to show up. Is anybody going to show up? I want to, I guess what I'd like to do is start off with that, because I
Yeah.
know for me, I believe in doing it anyway, right?
Right.
Your live audience, your replay audience, there's going to be so many residuals across the board by you just showing up.
Yes.
You never know who's watching you, right? And a lot of people are not live watching you. They may be waiting for your replay, and
Mm.
then they're watching every single thing that you say. So, but they can't watch a replay if you never create the original. There is no replay to watch if you don't show up.
You just
So
gotta
definitely do that.
you just got to start. That's such a good point. I remember when I, started with my business coach, and like, I don't want to go live. Well, you have to. She's like, okay, well, I'll allow you to record some and post it, but I tell you, you won't get the same engagement if you're not live.
Yeah.
And people get the notifications, and they get it's on their timeline, and he keeps dropping this cone. Come on now. You talking about visibility, Jameson. And,
Like, I'm gonna today. Y'all going
right.
today?
And easily I talked myself out of it completely. And as soon as I started doing that and consistently, it's not like, okay, I'm gonna go live, today. Yeah, I'm gonna get some clients from that. No. But consistently we saw the results. You can slowly but surely, and it takes time, but consistent visibility shows results. And then there are people who, like you said, it lives in the replays. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. That is a powerful. And when the content sits on there, and especially in YouTube, when you type up, women conferences or just trying to get ideas from Google searches.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
sometimes now, the videos in YouTube will pop up in your Google searches. People have found me from that. People
Wow.
have found content making, and you're not just in this space in your local region. You're opened up to the world.
Yeah. I love that. I'm glad you talked about the going live element, right? Because sometimes that can be bigger than we give credit to, because we understand that people have been visible in many ways in the past. This live aspect of business has caught on heavily more in the more recent years.
Yeah.
But historically, before this, people were recording videos and content, in the past. One thing I want to share though is that if actually literally going live is not your thing, there are still ways to be present and visible. So we are talking about no excuses, all results, right? If you need to create content and it needs to be batched or pre-recorded, you still have to show up for yourself and your business and your brand. So we're looking to try to help you create or remove barriers of entry. So
Right.
if for some reason life is just so busy or so hectic, or you're just afraid, which I challenge you, for me, it's all about pushing past that fear, right? So I challenge you to lean into it instead of saying, I can't, I'm not ready yet. Pick a day. Don't put too much pressure around. Don't make it mean so much. Just pick a day, get yourself together, bring in a few of your biz buddies that are going to support you, have them cheer you on in the audience, and just hit the button and go live. But if going live is not your thing, start off small, start off in a different way. You can either do, Melissa talked about Clubhouse. We've done series on Clubhouses. We've done amazing things on Clubhouse, and I love it. I'm still there. But you don't even have to be seen. Like, you don't even have to be visible,
Right.
right? So the going visible is not in the literal sense, but it also is, right? Being visible and standing up and showing up for your business and brand. Melissa, what would you say to someone that is getting started and they are afraid to be on camera? Like, we talked about YouTube, we talked about Clubhouse. Like, what are some things that you would say can kind of stop people from being visible in general? Because we're going to debunk some of these things that may
Right.
get in the way.
Right. Definitely. There are some things of the timing, especially for my moms. They're like, well, the kids are down. I just want to lay down. Right. Or it just, it's going. And during the day, I don't have the time. So I definitely challenge, like you said, pre-recorded or live. Do it in your car.
Ooh,
People, the thing is, and sometimes I get my perfectionist patty on, right? That's just my personality. But people love it when you're more authentic and real.
mhm.
And
That's
if
right.
you're just like, you know what, hey guys, I'm in the car, I'm traveling from one client to another. Let me just drop some tips on what you can do. Simple. That, and you don't have to go long. I used to be like, well, how long do I have to talk? Oh my gosh, 20 minutes. Oh my gosh. Start
Right.
with 5. Then say, okay, next week or for the 1 month, I'm going to do 5 minutes 4 times out of the month. Come on, y'all. That's
Yeah.
what, 20 minutes out of a whole month. And then next month, say, okay, I'm going to do 7. Bump it up. Challenge yourself. It's just like when you're working out. You can't go out and do P90X full out. You got to,
Right.
you got to baby step it. But you at least do need to start. So I definitely say if the time is a factor, I used to just start in my car real quick. Hey, I'm going to be seeing clients. Let me give you 3 steps on like how I booked this client.
It's so funny you said that because it took me right to a time when my son, everything is a big deal to kids, right? Anything will embarrass a kid,
Yeah.
right? So my son is a student athlete, and we've been all over the country with his games. I remember one game was a home game here in the DMV area. I had one of those mega days where I had a speaking engagement, an event, and then his game. And this was a Saturday. So I literally came in
Mm-hmm.
like the peak of summer. It was so hot. It was like probably over 95 degrees. I didn't have time because I wanted to watch. I wanted to be there in the beginning of the game. So I'm hustling. I pull up like a psycho in the parking lot. I know they're like, who is this crazy lady? I pull up, park. I barely like made it to stop the car. Jump out. I'm hustling, going to the stadium. And I sit down and I have my full beat, like my full makeup, full glam, because I had just been finished speaking, and we're on the football field, right? So nobody, you supporting the team, you got your sport, you representing the team. Oh no, I was like full makeup, everything, and I'm sitting there like, yes. Meanwhile, when I'm in the stands, I'm like, I turn my camera on because we were waiting. So after they had their, we had a little quick break. I go live and went up to the top of the stands, and I went live and I had my camera and I was like, listen, for all of my, because I had just shared earlier in the week what I was up to for the weekend, and I wanted to talk to the moms and the parallelpreneurs, and I went live and I was like, listen, you don't have, you can be present to the things that matter to you in your life, right? If you want to be there, and I don't want to put pressure on anybody that's trying to overdo it, because that's not the message I want to send. I don't want to say you have to kill yourself to be everywhere, but what I'm saying is that, in that quick little 3-minute video that I did in between the breaks, I went live. I showed I was at my son's game. I was like, he's probably not gonna talk to me at the end of the game because I have all this glam on in it. Everybody's like, who's this
Did you
lady?
have heels on too?
Listen, thank God I did not forget my flats. So I had on flats. I was like checking it, but I for 2 seconds I was like, please don't let me have to run out here with these heels on. I already got this dress on. And like, who is this lady? But the moral of the story is that video was probably like a 3-minute live. And at the end, I had people asking me, how, now I know I saw pictures of you at this event earlier. Now you're at the game. Like, how are you doing it? And at the end of the day, it spoke to somebody.
Yeah.
Right. It sent a message to somebody that you too can do this. Whether you choose to do it in that way is not the point. It's the point of that the fact that all it takes, it took me back to what you said about being in the car.
Yeah.
Right. Just being your real raw self and sharing your life. People care about your life and who you are and what you represent.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And you brought up another point of visibility, right? So let's talk about social media posting. So people are like, oh my gosh, what am I supposed to post, Melissa? I don't know what to do. Like, I don't got time to be building out content. Life. What you just did was the content was, hey, I got off the stage. I'm energized. I'm here with my son at his game. Don't let that stop you. Keep going
Yeah.
out there. That's content.
Hit the nail right on the head. That's exactly it. Our life stories, we don't have to be perfect, right? People are really not looking for perfection. They're looking to find themselves in you. We're all looking to find ourselves in the stories of the people that we relate to. And the more relatable you can be realistically will help you to get that content. And so we're not going to, I know we have a lot a lot of content to share with you all to get you guys prepared. We want to make sure that we are helping you to
Mhm.
realize that the perfection is not where it's at, right? You just have to, the perfection is showing up being yourself, right?
Mhm.
Melissa is
Mhm.
demonstrating that flawlessly right
Right
now.
here, because Jameson's not giving me a break.
It's
Okay.
okay. Listen, this is a part of it, right? This is a part of it. That's just like I'm gonna have to answer to some scorched potatoes that almost didn't make it tonight from dinner because I, just doing a little bit too much. But we are human and we are removing the barriers and excuses,
Yeah.
and we are not perfect. And the same for you. You're the person listening to this right now. All you need to do is say yes to yourself and yes to remembering what you wanted when you had that first idea before you let those limiting beliefs get in your head about the fact that
Mhm.
I can't be visible all the time. And I
Mhm.
get it because I have my spurts where I'm like, okay, I need to step away for a minute. That's when you batch your content so that you can have a presence and that you don't disappear, because we are not super women and we don't have to
Mhm.
be. We don't have to pretend to be superheroes. Batch your content so that you can have a presence out there and that you're visible for your ideal your clients and the people that need you.
And,
So we're
and
almost we I was about to say, what else do you want to share with
yeah,
folks around that?
and I was going to also mention about, so as talking as the power of visibility, what is the power of it? So we talked about, you know, how your content's out there, it lives, people can see you. Great, right? Well, that's great, Melissa. People see me. How I get paid, right?
That part.
So the power is when you're in your zone, and everyone goes into business for different reasons. But majority of us, especially for entrepreneurs, go into business because this was a passion. It was a passion project that turned into a business. And this is what your gift is from God. And so the key is to remember that. And when people see that in you, and you're now becoming the expert in that field.
Mm-hmm.
Now that relates into clients in business in return of investment. So you might have not financially put out stuff for a PR person, right? But you put time in. So what is that return of investment? How many times do I go live? Do I post a video? Do I show up? It's also showing up in networking. That's the power of
Yeah.
visibility when you go to these different networking, and at least 2 to 3 hours of networking a month. Very minimum. Because especially now in COVID, right? Almost everyone
Yeah.
networking thing virtual. So you can hop, hop, hop and not have to worry about the travel.
Absolutely.
And so the power of being visible in networking also relates to building relationships, and which leads to more leads and referrals for your business.
Yes, I love that.
That's very important.
That is power of visibility. And the other thing that you want to think about too is that your future self is going to thank you for being visible today, right? You laying the foundation right now, you're going to thank yourself later because listen, I remember this was actually just like 2 months ago. I was like, wow. I mean, the responses of all of the activities that I had done the year before, not even the full year before, a couple of months before, were all of the contracts and clients and everything was just falling into place from things that I had done weeks, months ago. So you're laying the foundation for yourself and your business and your brand and your goals right now by by being visible right now. So that power is there for you. If you show up today, it's not going to only impact things for you today, but these are the things that people have to see over and over and over again in the future. It builds your portfolio. You
Mm-hmm.
listen, I remember when I worked a short stint in TV, right? And I remember one of the things that people would always ask for, and it still happens right now. They want to see clips of you speaking somewhere, clips of any lives that you've done. People are hiring speakers and experts based off of things like this.
Yeah.
So you can build your portfolio by being visible one way or the other, and then you also can see your growth. It's power and growth. You can look and see where you've come from, and look at the fact that you started today, and it's seeing how powerful your content probably is, and it can be repurposed. You know what I'm saying? Just from you showing up. It's so many residual powerful elements of just being visible.
Absolutely. That's very powerful, especially when you said going back to your content. It's like I can look back to my first my first video on YouTube
Woo.
and
Notice
see
it.
the growth. But that's beautiful to be able to see the growth. And is you guys, this didn't happen overnight for us. We've been in business for years, and it's been, we're telling you things that we've done. So we're not folks who are gonna be like, this is how you do X, Y, and Z. This is what has worked for us, and we see what worked and what didn't work.
Yep.
And the consistent thing is showing up.
Yeah.
And the power of it is, like Kim said, people have hired me based off of a video
That's right.
years ago. So one person sat there and said, on this video, you said X, Y, and Z about a woman's conference. That was amazing. And I was looking at her like, I have no clue what you're talking
You're
about.
like, I did. I
What did
did
I
say that. Oh, okay.
say?
Right.
But it's out there for the world. And and that became a client off of that.
I love
So
it.
it
You know,
mhm.
I love that, Melissa. I want to give a tip to someone that right now may be listening to this and may be thinking, okay, that sounds good.
Okay.
I don't have a problem showing up and being visible and going live, but what about that burnout? What about that? What about those times where you're like, I'm tired. We talked about when you said, moms, sometimes they're like, listen, the kids are down. I just need this time out. What do you do in those times? So first I want to say, give yourself grace, be human, and really listen to yourself. So don't push yourself to exhaustion where you're hurting yourself. If you do need to take a day or take a step back, allow yourself that, because sometimes you do need to disconnect and refresh. Your brain is not a machine where it is supposed to just be pushed to exhaustion, and your body as well. So listen to yourself and your body first. But then also some things that you can do if you feel like you are spent and don't have really a strong the strong will right now to create content on your own platform, absolutely partner with others. You know, like I said before, the content that you create today could create opportunities for you in the future. And so when people, the more visible you are, people may invite you to be a part of their stages. And then you won't have to actually curate the full scope of the content. You could be a guest on somebody else's platform, participate in someone's podcast, be live where on their platform, where you won't necessarily have the pressure of actually creating the whole format. You can just show up for that subset of time. But partner up if you get to a place where you are not able to curate content over and over again, and then create your signatures, right? Whether it's you have a signature topic, you have a signature methodology, a belief, have those staple go-to topics that you can go to and that you can share, that is genuine and real for yourself and your brand. You don't have to ever really overthink it, because you know it. And so that helps to take the pressure off of when we were talking about content, or what do I talk about. These
Mhm.
things help to take the pressure off, and you'll always have those go-tos in your back pocket.
That I mean, that's gold, y'all. You can't take away anything else from it. That is definitely gold because, like you said, that pressure is off. You're sharing the stage. More people, you're being exposed to more people because it's just not your audience. Now it's their audience as well. I love to use a partner.
Yes. Listen, we are all about collaboration around these parts, and there's power in numbers. I mean, I know just even in Melissa and I, in the couple of things that we've done together, we've done some great ventures at this point,
Hmm.
on this platform and on other platforms, and we've been able to power and partner up in such a way that's so authentic and so seamless, where she may be available when I'm not available. I may be able to pull something together when she's not available. We both are in meetings like crazy, so being able to alternate, okay, well, you do this part, I'll do this part, and I'll pull this and I'll take that. That is what it's all about. You can become the greater whole together. And so think about who's in your network that can be a a partner for you. Let me tell you another way that a partner can support you. And I said this earlier with being visible. If your main reason of not going live, or doing the thing that you've been wanting to show up visibly is because you are afraid that you won't get responses, definitely. And I'm not saying to have fake responses, but invite your community to support you. I'm going live next Tuesday at 8 p.m. I would love if you can come and support. Or I'm trying to get some research, some responses out there. Please, if you see this post that I put out there, please respond or share it with anyone within your network. Let them know in advance so that you can remove the barrier of nobody's going to respond. Nobody's going to be interested. You already know that you have a baked in audience that's going to support you, and you can just go ahead and get that out the way, check that off the list, and just go to your greatness.
And another thing I used to do is, because I used to look at the number to see how many people were watching. And guys, there's times where there was zero. No one's watching, right? And sometimes that can mess with your mind. Like, who am I actually? I'm talking to myself here. I used to take a sticky note and cover that up so that would not deter me from not doing it.
Woo, I love that. Keep talking about being real. That is a real point. And I love that whole idea, because people will stop. Mm-hmm. They will focus more on the number in that left-hand corner that's moving or not moving, or just there, and they will stop in their tracks. I love to hear the success stories of when people, and these make the best stories, by the way. When you hear about how people had their humble beginnings, you know how many people constantly talk to themselves for days and days and days and days, and so what? They create the library of content that they need. Then they eventually curate an audience, because there's no way to fail unless you stop. That is the number one way that you can fail. When you stop is the only way
you're failing,
that you can fail. Otherwise, keep going and understand that everybody started somewhere. So I love that point, Melissa. You talking about dropping mics. That was definitely a mic drop moment, because that people don't even want to share that. Like, people don't want to admit to that. Some people want to show up like they've been, like they woke up with millions of followers.
Right.
Come on. Mm-mm.
Right. Absolutely. So y'all, we are definitely talking about no excuses or results. And we want to make sure we share with you that we're going to be going into a deeper dive, and you guys will be walking away with tools. We believe in a toolkit, okay, in implementation. So we'll be hosting a masterclass, and I'm also going to put it in the comments as well, on March 18th at 8 p.m. right here. If you're watching on YouTube or another Facebook platform, we're going to be in the Facebook group called No Excuses, All Results. It's a public group. You can search it and join the group. And that's exactly where we'll be doing the masterclass. We're not doing it anywhere else.
That's right.
But in that group.
Yeah, and just so there we talked a little bit about community and having your support system. This masterclass is going to give you the community and give you the resources that you need to actually literally implement the things that you've been thinking of, working on, and hoping to bring to life. And they're like we've kept saying over and over again, their power in numbers, and we're going to really give you the things that you need to remove every single barrier that's been in your way so that you can get to the results. So we hope to see you there. You have the link. We'll be there for sure. And it's going to be a lot of great content, but it's also going to be, as Melissa said, a toolkit, actionable things there for you to be able to actually literally implement and add to your life and your business. So Melissa,
and did we mention it's free?
Did we mention it was free? I don't think we did.
I don't think we did, but it is free.
That's right, free 99.
Free 99. Definitely invite your friends. If you want to feel like I don't want to do this by myself, invite your best biz buddy, biz partner, one that you know who I think I want to start a business. It's time to eliminate all the excuses and let's get some results, because 2021, quarter one is basically almost done. We got one more month for quarter one. So let's gear up to get you ready for quarter two.
That's right.
so that you can eliminate all the excuses. We got a plan. We can put it together and really get you going for the rest of 2021 and beyond.
I'm so excited because although Q1 is almost over, there's so much left in this year, and we are just getting started. And we know that 2020 played no games. Time waits for no one, and there's no better time than the present. So right now, we invite you to join us, and we look forward to seeing you there. And with that, Melissa, I think we can we can let the ladies off the hook and let them know that they can go ahead and go register now again for the low price of free.
Right.
Because we want to remove any barriers of entry and opportunities for you all to get to where you need to be.
Yes. So thank you guys for watching, and we will be back next week.
Yep. Good night, everybody.
Bye.